ones. How are you today? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're joining from. Welcome to the SafePal Monthly AMA. I'm Ash, your host today. Really excited to being here the third time. As always, we're joined by Veronica, SafePal CEO, here to drop the latest updates and insights. Great to have you with us, Veronica.
Excited to be here. Great to see you again, Ash. Hello,
Yeah,
everyone. Greetings.
so today we're starting with some quick industry updates as well as some security and scam alerts. Then we'll move on to this month's SafePal community update where Veronica will share the progress we made this month. And as many of you already know, we have a 200U giveaway sponsored by Four.Meme today. So before we meet Mia, the guest from Four.Meme, I will quickly share the Give Now bot and the QR for everyone to join the Telegram chat, where the lucky draw link will be shared at the end of the session after you guys answering the question given by Mia. And following Mia's session, we have our guest from Kaia to share some fresh insights and exciting updates with all you guys. So big thanks to Mia and Ashwani for being here. Without further ado, let's quickly get started with our first section, industry news and security and scam alert. We like to start from two trends we spotted this month. So the first one is Backed Finance is bridging traditional equities into crypto by launching tokenized version of popular stock across Bybit, Kraken, and Solana DeFi protocols. So kind of like stocks on chain is happening, right, Veronica? So meanwhile, we see a lot of crypto companies are going or planning to be listed on traditional stock exchanges. So, Veronica, what do you think this means for future of traditional finance or DeFi?
I think the Bitcoin ETF approval since last year has opened up a new chapter for and set the stage for the other
Mhm.
RWA assets, meaning like all of the traditional financial products and assets being introduced onto the blockchain for wider liquidity, deeper liquidity, and also a wider potential audience and investors, and also wider accessibilities across the globe. So this is a very strong signal that 2025 is going to become the year of RWA. That like recently, for example, Robinhood introduced the US stock back token on Arbitrum, which is causing the excitement across all continents since this is another milestone of introducing financial products onto the blockchains, kind of merging and colliding both worlds into one place. So this is pretty exciting because this is bringing the spotlight to the Web3 ecosystem, and this is actually attracting more people to come into onto the blockchain. And even start to invest into cryptocurrencies further ahead and maybe own their first self-custody wallet, such as a SafePal. So
Yeah.
I do feel that this is a huge momentum, and this is a very exciting trends that we are seeing for this year, but definitely not a surprising one because last year we have
Mhm.
already seen baby steps in regulators, jurisdictions, and also financial institutions taking different attempts to different experiments, and as different jurisdictions open up their window for such a kind of regulatory framework, such as Hong Kong fully embracing Web3, and we are seeing these gradually being paved, and we are seeing the smooth onboarding of fiat on and off ramp already, and people find it easier to onboard to crypto, and to invest into such kind of products available on chain. So this is definitely a very exciting moment, and definitely a very historical moment as well for the blockchain ecosystem evolution over the past decade. I do believe there are upcoming
Mhm.
next many more other products coming onto the blockchain available for like people across the continents to trade, to lend, to borrow, even to build, have other financial innovation on top. This would greatly facilitate the financial freedom, and also to bring the benefits of blockchain to a wider audience. So this is definitely a very exciting and positive trend that we have seen in the last two months. Yeah, so kind of exciting.
Mhm.
And also SafePal actually make it available for people to buy already. Like for example, if you search for the Robinhood issue token, like OpenAI, Google, Apple, you can actually find it from SafePal Swap already. So that's a pretty exciting one as well. So we kind of listed these available tokens immediately from the SafePal swap, and also make it available for people to store in the wallet as well, so they can easily trade it against other digital assets. So definitely SafePal would take the first steps and also the most proactive strategies in supporting these RWA assets.
Yeah, it's so lucky to be a crypto user in 2025.
Oh,
Everything
yeah.
is yeah, it's so advanced. Yeah. So second interesting trend that we found this month is stable coins being brought up a lot recently. So one giant French commercial bank called Societe Generale becomes the first major global bank to issue its own USD-backed stable coins on Ethereum. So Veronica, in light of the current micro backdrop, how do you see this trend shaping the future of crypto?
Crypto stablecoin in real world utility gonna greatly accelerate.
Mm,
Starting by the heat of Circle listing,
yeah.
Circle IPO, right? I guess a lot of people were talking about that, and a lot of my friends also buying the stock for Circle. And we are also seeing a lot of retail and institutional investors having very strong interest in the stablecoin as well. And on the other hand, we do know that stablecoin actually points in traditional payments, such that we are seeing other payment giants like Stripe actively evolving into this space, and also same for Robinhood, right? So they have issued
Mm,
this yield-bearing stablecoin you call USDG, and we know that Paxos has been helping a lot of platforms, including like Robinhood and Binance and Coinbase, to issue different stablecoins, and these are all of real world utilities. They can lower the hurdle of global payment frictions. They can greatly decrease the cost of such cross border payment. It's more efficiency. It's like 7/24, like around the year. So it makes the financial world like much more efficient and effective. And also it comes with a compliance like a get widget all come together. So that means it's a regulated currency or digital assets that could be put under the umbrella of the global compliance framework, which would be complying with the jurisdictions and also the regulators kind of requirements. So it means that it kind of find a perfect use case in the real world, and
mm,
so there's no wonder that we are going to see this kind of adoption wider and wider, and society general is going to only be the first, but definitely not the last one. We soon are going to see other banks, traditional financial institutions such as banks and exchanges and many more kind of supporting stable coins, either issuing their own or either supporting each other to build up a global, like facilitating a global faster payment network for borderless cross border payments. So this is something that is changing and shaping the landscape of payment.
mm,
And we've been talking to several payment partners, and they are pretty aggressive in this genre. And we've also heard that there are different countries and jurisdictions already considering having their own fiat-pegged stablecoin as well, to facilitate even wider kind of adoption of their sovereignty currencies. So these are some very interesting trends that we are seeing, and definitely comes even earlier than the RWA trend. So since a
mm,
stable has been the first ever widely adopted ever since USDT, and then followed by USDC and many other stable coins, they have proved the use cases in real world. So this is actually it came much earlier than the RWA. So it's already having a very deep, wide adoption in real life in traditional financial network already. So definitely not surprising, and this is just the first breakthrough that we see, and definitely not the last one. So it's pretty
mm,
exciting, and that is the magic of being in the industry for long enough. That is you
mm.
can witness the history every day. You can
Yeah,
imagine that like back to 6 7 years ago, like one day people on chain are gonna be able to trade against US stocks, and people can accept crypto payment if they open up, let's say, a Shopify, or let's say
yeah,
they open up they have their own e-commerce website, and they plug in Stripe, and all of a sudden they can accept US backed stable coins to for global payments, so people can pay them faster, cheaper, and they can have that as a yield bearing, so they don't
mm,
ever need to off ramp into fiat. They can straight hold a stable coin, and stable coins like USDL, USDG are going to be naturally born yield bearing, so merchants are going to accept these stable coins and they probably don't need to off-ramp anymore because they can straight pay these stablecoin to other institutions or platforms, or even further in their real life paying their payrolls, and also like rent their office, things like that. So where as it goes deeper and have a deeper penetration, we're gonna see stablecoins being adopted across all of the previous payment scenarios that we're gonna see. And then soon, as time comes by, soon on off ramp would not become necessary. Like people can stay on chain all the time, 7/24. They hold a stable coin. It comes with a very decent yielding, and then they can use it to pay and then exchange and transfer globally in just a blink of eyes. So I do think this is kind of fascinating, and also greatly facilitating the global payment network. So that is definitely no wonder that like payment giants like Stripe and PayPal are actively embracing the stablecoin adoption. So that definitely we're gonna see many more news like this coming next in the later half of the year.
Yeah, thank you so much, Veronica, for your valuable insights. Yeah, it's really excited to see the convergence of traditional finance and DeFi every time. And I think crypto is really an industry where changes happen fast. So, like vision all those things happening. It's, you cannot even imagine it back in maybe 10 years ago, but yeah, that's what is happening today. And
Yes.
so we would also love to hear what community is thinking about it. So feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments under our future posts later on. And yeah, so now let's maybe move on to our next section, security alert. Okay, so the first news is $21 billion crypto has been stolen in 2025, and it's not just about bugs anymore. It's about brain games. So according to Certic, hackers are shifting from exploiting code to exploiting human psychology, making social engineering the top threat. Veronica, what's your take on this shifting?
We've been seeing this like throughout the year, and definitely much worse since these like a lot of these users are impacted, and we receive such kind of reports on a daily basis. And since last year, we've seen several major hacks. I mean, like, even till now, we are still seeing hacks like platforms, like for example, Trezor had their website kind of front run by attackers, and who send out the scam phishing emails to the subscribers of Trezor. And we do still see such kind of enterprise targeted hacks, but we are seeing much more social engineering scams along the way, since it's much easier and faster that way. And also scammers are becoming very sophisticated in faking identity, in faking their social network, and faking their impersonation, right? So this is something that is very concerning. So I think for those who are using self-custodial wallets, one thing that you simply need to bear in mind is that so long as you keep the private key, you keep your seed phrase in a secure offline manner, you don't need to upgrade it. There's no so-called of like you need to upgrade your private key so as you can stay updated to the most secure standard. There's no such kind of thing. So it means that if you hold your own private key, you have your own seed phrase, you kind of take 100% of the assets. And we strongly recommend that you separate the funds into separate wallet addresses and into a different set of seed phrases for different purposes. So some of them probably for long-term holding, some of them for daily investments, some of them for a more high-risk appetite investments such as DeFi, and even token airdrops, etc. We do recommend that separate your funds into different wallets would help to mitigate the risk of what if one of them got hacked. So and you can adopt different strategies in combine to protecting different kinds of wallet accounts that you kind of own. For example, for cold storage wallet, I think the biggest problem would be how to store the seed phrase in a safely offline manner. While for DeFi wallet, you would probably have to use the approval manager, such as in SafePal wallet, to regularly check which are the smart contracts that you have authorized. So I think that there are some of the key takeaways that regular people can take into consideration when they receive suspicious email asking for a device upgrade. They receive kind of reminder through Telegram or social network saying that they would have to connect their wallet to a platform so to have a security check, etc. So we can always double think about that. So this is a very unfortunate trend. I think it comes along with the massive scale of users' personal information leakage. That's how these people become easy targets, because they, like, scammers found out who behind the emails, behind the Telegram handle are actually crypto users, and they can find whatever means to approach these people, send them fake emails, send them fake DMs, pretend to be a customer support member, etc. I think the root of this issue is the massive leakage of the customer data, which luckily in our case we don't store any, or we don't ask any of such kind of information, and we don't do any of like email marketing. So that means we don't have a subscriber list that could potentially leak and then expose your personal details. So we try not to collect any sort of like information. Even if you place an order from SafePal website, we destruct the personal information details for every 6 months. So after 6 months, this information, including your address, your payment information, your name, etc., will no longer exist in our system. So we do try to take very cautious steps in protecting your data. If we have to get collected for service purposes, in other cases, we try to avoid any sort of information collection. So that is something that we feel lucky that we have been maintaining as a standard. But in the meantime, like, we also would like to advocate people take extra precautions when they're using self-custody wallets. And if you need any help, and ever, like, at the end of this session, we're going to share how to reach out to us, and we can give some very practical suggestions regarding your situation if you are ever curious. Yeah,
Yeah,
so this
that's
is
will be our monthly routine.
indeed, yeah.
Thanks so much for sharing. Really good. I think for audience, good to know how SafePal protects users' information and security. So let's maybe move on to next major headline. So another one is a user losses 6.5 million after buying tampered cold wallet on TikTok China. So what's happening? What's happened here, Veronica? I think this really highlights the importance of channel, right? The
Yes.
verified channel. So
Yeah, and people
want to
thought they're only buying a digital gadget, but as a matter of fact, if you buy something that you store your wallet, that you store your money, your valuable belongings, you don't want to buy it from some unofficial channels. So obviously, this user who got the money hacked, this is actually not a new case, because previously we also saw cases happening to not just from TikTok, like Amazon as well. Like, people bought a fake hardware wallet, and then their money got stolen. Same happened to TikTok and to other social media platforms. I think it's pretty important that people should bear in mind that hardware wallet are for the purpose of security. They are for the purpose of storing your valuable digital assets. It's pretty important that you get it from the official sources. So for SafePal, the only official website would be SafePal.com. And you can actually find the global network of reseller information on the website. So and anything other than the official reseller plus the SafePal.com website, I don't think there are any other trustworthy channels that you should be purchasing any SafePal hardware wallet from. And on the other hand, what if there's a reseller that becomes malicious? They kind of tamper the wallets, they kind of open it up, they activated the device, and then they kind of reset the device and then seal it back and then send a box to you. What if, right? So SafePal comes with a device authentication mechanism. So that means for every single time that you start to use the device, you would be requested to do an device authentication, and you can check whether this device has been used before. So there's an algorithm and mechanism protecting on that one. And second, if you open up a device and you are already seeing the homepage of the device, other than asking any of language setting, other than asking, oh, which language you want to set, how many numbers of C words do you want to create, if you straight see the homepage of like balance, like transaction history, like, be careful. That means the wallet has already been set up and there's a C phrase there. It doesn't create C phrase beforehand. So that means only when you receive the device, you are able to generate in a random number generator in the device brand new set of C phrase. So don't trust anybody. If you open up a package, you see a manual telling you to input like a 12 words or 24 words already being printed on the piece of paper, telling you that, oh, this is your wallet, go ahead and set it up. Don't ever trust that. So only trust the C words that you created and generated through the device. And if somebody told you that, oh, the device already come with a seed phrase, then don't ever use that. So immediately report to SafePal or to any of the official brands or company, and take your legal actions against the seller. So this is something that we have security protection in place to prevent the what if situation, and also some practical ways, like if you're not sure whether you have purchased the official authentic device from official channels. So this is very unfortunate. We really feel bad for that user who got the money scam.
Mm-hmm. Thanks so much, Veronica. I think these are all very good tips for making sure that your wallet is untouched and legit. And if you following our X, you'll find that we are sharing a lot of security tips on every Tuesday. So yeah, just make sure you follow our Twitter, and that's where we share a lot of more information with all you guys. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. So yeah, another day, another DeFi exploit. So this one ends up with a big born a stable coin protocol called Resupply to born 6 million tokens after $10 million exploit to help stabilize its economy and rebuild trust. Veronica, do you think token burns really restore confidence after a major breach like this?
I think token burn is not a guarantee to
Mm,
restore the trust. I think the moment when the exploit happens, like everything matters already. Like what
yeah.
actions you take, what explanations you gave, did you keep enough transparency to the community? Do you make sure that it never happen again? Is there any enough makeup measurements to fix the problem, etc. So I think this is a pretty comprehensive strategy, and like a disaster control strategy that differ from project to project. Very
Mhm.
unfortunate to see this one. But in my personal opinion, I'm always a cautious person, so I try to avoid any brand new protocols in the first place.
Mm.
And it will always feel safer when you let the bullet flies a little bit longer, and you can see how the platform is performing. And
Mhm.
as time goes by, if the platform operates without any malicious attempts or without any negative performances, then the weight of the trust kind of gain as well. So this is something that I usually are more cautious about. But I think this is not the first one. I guess not the last one to see such kind of exploit. And wherever there is a code, there would be potential bugs. So this is something that always happen. And hopefully, like we're not gonna see another major hack soon.
Mhm. Yeah, hopefully. Now let's
Yeah.
move on. So this month's Cointelegraph website compromised by front-end exploit. So if, in Cointelegraph site, it tricked users with a phishing airdrop pop-up. So Veronica, with even media sites getting hacked, how do how can they help users really spot these traps before it's too late?
Yeah, I think these two are quite similar regarding like platforms being exploited, not because of the products, but because of the website or any information channels. Let's say like last month, Ledger had their Discord channel like access taken control by hackers, by scammers, and scammers kind of try to hack the money from the people from the community. So these happens. Like it's just that when it comes to a platform that have a very like strong reputation, or a platform that is associated with like money, things will become more severe. So I think this is a pretty important lesson for all of the builders out there, is that not just focusing on the product will be enough, but also focus on the platform security, like your website, your mobile app, your internal security, access control. What if the coding engineer would have any malicious attempts? So you have to try to separate the access to your server, to your code base. And also you would have to have a security protection for your social media handles. So there are a lot of different aspects that we would have to think about. Luckily, we haven't. None of these ever happened to us in the last 7 years. We've been very extra cautious. We kind of open up whatever 2FA available. We kind of use whatever extra security precaution needed for security protection. So this is something that security companies like SafePal would have to take very seriously on. And like but as a matter of fact, like it's pretty important and also quite difficult to stand against, especially when hackers are taking whatever means to try to drill into the security system. So this is something that every single company would have to constantly upgrade their system, their security protection and system for. And it's ever changing, it's endless battle, and everyone will have to keep wide awake for any potential hacks.
Yeah. And so last one is Trezor user hit by phishing emails via hacked website form. So I think Veronica already mentioned that email, those DM, Google form, those are very typical scam like tactic to scam you, right? So yeah, Veronica, do you want to add anything on this?
No, it's just that don't trust any email. As long as they look like. I'm right now. I'm very skeptical of every single thing that I open up already. Through my email, I try to avoid opening any unnecessary links. If I ever see anything, I will always check with my colleagues or my friends or check around and see if it's real. And I don't ever trust any. I bought Ledger, so I know my information also got leaked. I also constantly receive Ledger scamming email, kind of telling me I need to update, I need to back up, etc. So I already have that lesson learned. Luckily nothing lost. So don't ever trust anybody. If it's coming from a self-custody wallet platform, definitely don't trust it 100%. And if they tell you that you should update, you should back up, you should do this and do that, just remember, if you have a device, you have the seed phrase in your hand, you don't need to do anything. You just stay put, you just stay there. And that is the beauty of hardware wallet. That's the beauty of cold storage. That is, you do nothing on it. So that is the most important takeaway for this one.
Okay. Last but not least, I'd like to bring everyone's attention to SparkKitty. Actually, we have posted on X about it this month. So if you see it closely, you'll find the TikTok download page I show it. It's actually a fake one. This one is it's from a website, but not a legit app store. So SparkKitty is a mobile malware that pretends to be like an app, and it can remotely access your files like your photos and your memo, and to steal sensitive data, especially targeting crypto users in China and other Asian country. So I don't know if other people in other countries has experienced this, but it's really good to pay more attention to it, and definitely read our tips we posted last week. Okay. I think, so to conclude this section with a reminder, that's our monthly routine. So to stay safe when reaching out for help. So if you ever need help, just go to safepal.com/sitemap and just click contact customer support. That's our only official and secure channel for support. Like a SafePal team member will just respond your ticket submitted, and we'll never DM you or ask you to fill out any random Google form. So yeah, I know also we are always here to help, but in a very safe and efficient way. So now we are covered the security news. That's quite depressing, and time for the fun part. All the cool stuff SafePal accomplished in June. It's been a packed month, so let's walk through the top highlights. So the first up, we have a lot of excited upgrades on SafePal Wallet Suite as usual. There are 5 new networks now supported by SafePal Approval Manager. After adding them on your wallet page, you will automatically find them in the Approval Manager. Veronica, how does the Approval Manager help our users? Do you want to briefly share about it?
Approval Manager is a tool. Basically, it's a tool to scan your on-chain approvals. So so long as we support the chains, as you can see from the screenshot on the right-hand side, we have supported more than 10 networks for scanning. So that means for all of these networks, if you have ever approved your wallet or connected your wallet to an on-chain protocol, you should be able to see the full list there. And most of the time, when you once connected, you probably forgot to disconnect it or revoke the approval. So that's how you can use the Approval Manager to screen and to double check and then revoke any one of them that you no longer use. So this is extremely practical and very useful. Since sometimes we forgot whatever protocols that we have authorized. Second, as time goes by, if you authorize the wallet to a certain protocol for a long time, you never know whether there would be security leakage through their channel. You will never know whether sometime, just like the case that we just mentioned about resupply, like they could potentially got hacked, and then you could all of a sudden be exposed to such kind of potential risks, not because any actions that you have taken, but because of the wallet approval that you gave to other third-party platform. So approval manager is something that we strongly recommend everyone, if you are a DeFi or on-chain user, pretty actively to use, since it's very practical and safe, and for scanning. So how do you find it? You can straight find it from the wallet homepage. Under your wallet balance, you can see different buttons like send and receive and buy. And there are 3 dots there that you can open up, and you can find the full list of the toolkits there. And there is the approval manager. So you can switch to different networks and to screen the protocols that you have authorized. And you can click to revoke any one of them for your security purposes. So this is very, very practical and easy to find from the wallet app. So we do recommend everyone from using that if you're an active DeFi user or on-chain user.
Yeah.
And we'll keep adding more chains as time comes by.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on. So this month we also have another upgrade that is really, I think this one really improves our users' experience browsing our website. So that is, we have 15 language translation added to SafePal block. So we really have a diverse user base, right? So Veronica, what do you think of this upgrade? Like,
Yeah, multilingual support has always been our focus. So we have supported in the product 16 languages, and same for the website. We try to onboard as many languages as possible because we want to make it more accessible for global users. If you don't speak native English, you are speaking different languages, and we try to bridge the gap between the people coming from different cultural backgrounds, and we try to make it comfortable for them. So this is a constantly constant homework that we assign to ourselves. Happy to bring it to the blog and also to many other places as time goes by. And if you see any languages that were still missing and you do want to see your home language be listed and supported there, do let us know and pin us in social network or leave a message in the community.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Here's a QR. If you haven't tried or read any SafePal blog, definitely it's a good chance to start. Okay, let's maybe move on to our next. This month we also introduced Binance Alpha. Veronica, have you used Binance Alpha? But I haven't really tried it before. Briefly introduce users to see that, like, how it works and
not for my end, not yet. But I'm pretty fully aware of this, and it's always important that we make sure that our user have the widest ever token support from whatever marketplace is available. So this is something that we will focus, and also together with the Robinhood, a newly US stock backed token that is gonna be live and also configure very soon. I think this week, right? So we're already working on it. So this is kind of something that we constantly support along the way to make it accessible for any potential users. Yeah, but to answer the question on personal level, I'm more of a holder than investor. So not very actively in all of these new coin kind of investment, but most of the time just holding there.
Yeah, but we have like a team member or like an active user of this.
Yes.
It all depends on strategy. Like everyone has a different strategy.
They kind of reflect their personalities as well. So fingers crossed. But a lot of people interested in the team, kind of interested in the Binance Alpha tokens.
Yeah. So the next one is also Binance related. So we level up the integration with Binance Pay this month and support direct deposit to Binance Pay from your SafePal wallet app. Veronica, do you want to share more about it?
This is pretty practical. It makes the bridge between CEX and the self-custody wallet at SafePal smoother and easier. And this is actually kind of releasing the freedom of money, as we put it that way. So we try to make it accessible to more users, and we are very flattered and humble to have the support from Binance Pay to make this happen. I think we're the first and only hardware wallet supporting this function for the moment. So it makes it easier for people to move their money in and out of the platform and in just a few clicks. So I do feel that this is a pretty practical UX improvement for all of us.
Yeah. Another banger this month is that Soul staking is finally available in SafePal Earn. powered by Keylink. Veronica, do you want to share more about this one?
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of campaigns surrounding the earn section for the later half of 2025. And coming next, we're gonna see a major upgrade for the earn sector as well. As now we are seeing yield bearing stable coins, we are now seeing RWA coming on chain. We are seeing different financial products becoming possible because of these financial innovations. And we are seeing a strong demand of people putting their money to work. And so, like as time goes by, we find it necessary to upgrade the earn section to make it easier for people to expose to all kinds of different financial products. Some of them might be low risk appetite, some of them might be higher risk appetite, some of them based on what tokens you have, and we will have different recommendations based on your holdings and your behavior as well, and to see what kind of user that you are, and have different products available for your choose. So this is something that we will keep constantly and be focusing on for the Q3 and Q4 for the year. Yeah, so definitely very exciting of the partnership of King, and I think it's only the beginning of the soul staking, and we're gonna have many other native staking soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And finally, this month, Veronica is also invited by Super Team Singapore to fireside chat, sharing a story of SafePal. I think our ex is already shared some photos of the session, but in the coming months, we'll share like the video clips or even some quotes from the from this session. So just stay tuned to our official X, and I think like the SafePal story is really a great journey, and like Veronica as a great leader, it's really sharing her insight into the industry, and and growing as a as a CEO, female CEO. So I think that's basically wraps up the like SafePal's monthly update, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Veronica, for the insights. It's always a pleasure for having you. Before we jump into the guest session, quickly shout out to GiveNowBot. It's a tool we and many others use to run giveaways like today's $200 prize pool. So if you want, and scan the QR code to join the group, and we'll share the link right after the Q&A. So stay tuned. And thanks, Veronica, again for being here as always. Okay, yeah, have a good night. Thank you so much, Veronica.
Thank you. Looking forward. I'll be tuning in for the sharing for the upcoming guest.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, guys, have you guys scanned QR yet? I will move on to let's just keep it rolling. So we are very excited to have two awesome guests with us today to dive into their projects and share some fresh takes with you. So let's kick off our guest AMA. We've got Four.Meme in the house. So Four.Meme is a premier token launchpad for meme coin and diversified token launchpad on BNB chain. So representing Four.Meme, we have Mia, BD manager at Four.Meme. Could you share a little more about your role in Four.Meme as well? And just let me know when you like to switch to the next slide.
Yeah, for sure. GM everyone. Thanks for SafePal's invite tonight. This is Mia from Four.Meme, and my role is mainly focused on the growth of platform, trying to bring in more users and projects to BSC, and including ecosystem partnerships and also meme project collabs and support. And I think you can switch to the next slide, and I'll give like a brief introduction about Four.Meme. So Four.Meme is the leading fair launch platform for meme coins on BNB chain. And since our launch in July 2024, we have successfully launched over 250K tokens with more than 4,000 projects listed on PancakeSwap. And we recently started to expand to explore new launch models, to try to help not just meme, but also some VC projects to do pre-TGE, similar to IDO, to give more liquidity and also market attention to new projects. Yeah, I think it's good to switch to the next slide.
Sure.
So I think Four.Meme started off as like a meme fair launch platform, but we actively explore and all on new mechanisms to bring in more value for BSC ecosystem. And this week is actually our 1 year anniversary. And I think in the near future, we'll keep building on BSC and bring users better opportunities.
What do you
I
want
think
to next
that's, yep. uh,
one?
Yep,
Okay.
I think I go over most of the, yeah, like introduction about the platform.
Okay. Yeah, thanks so much for the intro, Mia, and welcome again. Now we've got a few questions lined up for you. So, but feel free to answer it in your own style, so no pressure. And also, let me know if you want to change to other slide, right? So, the first question is, I've been always curious, where did the name Four actually come from? So, is there a secret meaning, or was it just lucky number?
So I think if you guys are familiar with BSC chain, everyone should remember the post that CZ made earlier. So we are actually inspired by his iconic four hand sign. Yeah, so he basically encouraged users to ignore FUD, fake news attacks, and also focus on building. And our team really resonated with that message, and we felt that it was a great way to actually remind people to stay
Mhm.
calm, no matter what market uncertainty is.
Yeah, got it. CZ is really a legend. I got a clear image
Yeah,
of CZ in my
yes.
head already. Like, um, well, I think that's the magic of meme. If you have a really good name that say a lot of things without saying much. It's very subtle. But yeah, I think that's why a lot of people love meme, right? So let's move on to our next question. So from your perspective, what makes a meme go viral in Web3? That's also something I'm really curious about. And is it timing, community, or just randomness, or just pure luck?
Yeah, I think I can definitely share a lot on this
Mhm.
part.
Yeah,
So I
I'll
think
hear.
success isn't just about luck. It's probably a mixture of narrative, community, wealth
Mm,
effect, and also timing. And to elaborate on that part, I think narrative is more like the soul. So the best meme actually taps into emotions, whether it's something funny or something retarded. Just
mm,
think about what previously on BSC, like Broccoli, TSC, Mubarag, they all have a very strong story to spread
mm,
organically. And I think community is more like the engine,
mm,
where early hype might be very random, but longevity actually comes from the community energy, where meme evolves through inside jokes, art, and also shared identity. An example would be a project called B. They don't really just ride on one wave, but BSC's community turned into more like a movement. And the
mm,
third thing I would say is wealth effect. Is definitely the accelerant. So meme coin is so thrive because they're actually one of the few sectors in crypto where degens they're able to hit, let's say, 100x or even 1,000x return. So this creates like a self-reinforcing cycle where price pump attract more believers. So I think timing really matters
mm,
because during like bull market with fresh liquidity, it helps with project a lot.
mm,
So luck alone, it won't sustain a meme coin. True
mm.
virality actually comes from repetition and mindshare, which only happen with like a cult-like community. So to basically sum that up, I think a successful formula for me would be a good narrative with a strong community, a very nice price action at the right moment.
Mm. Interesting. Yeah, right. I think yeah, the formula behind the unpredictability. I think that's a kind of what makes memes so powerful or fun. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing, Mia. Um,
I think you should
oh,
definitely, yeah, try to trade some meme too. It's actually quite interesting.
yeah, yeah. And just a fun fact, my teammate Kiki just told me that is today is actually Four.Meme's first anniversary. Yeah, today. So yeah, big congrats on hitting that milestone, and thanks again for joining us on such a special day. It's like we're celebrating your birthday together. Okay, so looking back on
Yeah,
your
thank you,
on your
thank you.
first year, yeah, just looking back on your first year, what were some standout more moment, or any highlights you want to share?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So a few key milestones that we're proud of.
Mm-hmm.
First one is that I think For.Meme consistently ranked among the top Dex-based projects on and last month we actually have a big competition with USD1 trading pair, and we supported the successful launch of multiple USD pegged projects, including B, AGL1, Liberty, Janitor, and just alone with B, there's around 240 million in trading volume. And for the whole USD1 competition, sums up to around 26 billion volume. So this
Wow.
firmly positioned for meme as the go-to launchpad for BSC meme. And recently, we also introduced on our new build mode, which is advanced launchpad track for more structured long-term projects, bringing meme energy with sustainable tokenomic and also real product development.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back at what we've done before, we actually have some very good record-breaking pre-sales. We hosted
Mm-hmm.
massive successful pre-sales for projects like Uptop and also Sky AI, both of which exceeded expectation and brought a lot of fresh community and use cases into Formeme's ecosystem. So this first year was about proving that meme have a space in BNB chain and they're powerful tools for coordination, community building, and capital formation. Basically, that's a little bit summary about the key milestones for us.
Mm. Wow, amazing. That's really impressive. Thanks so much for sharing. And yeah, happy first birthday to Formin, guys. And like we wish you an even more amazing year two ahead. Yeah, before we move on to the Q&A, I think there's two slides that we haven't covered yet. Do you want to quickly just cover those two?
Yeah, sure. So this slide basically
Mhm.
show off some function on our platform,
Yeah.
where it says multi-token support is we're a little bit different from Solana platform. We
Mhm.
actually give the dev a lot of different option of which token they would want to use to launch the trading pair. So normally, for example, like a Solana platform, they will only give one option, which is Solana. But for me, users can actually select to use BNB, Cake, Y, USDT, and a lot more different pairs to launch their projects. And then there's a lot of different customization that you can choose to do to your project.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And
Therefore, it will just
oh,
give more selection, I would say,
mm,
to the devs.
shall we move
And
on to the next?
yeah, let's move on to the next one. So basically, this one just tell you how it works on our platform. On our platform, you can, as long as the platform is live,
Mm-hmm.
you can trade any token on our platform, and then how you buy it is actually based on a bonding curve mechanism. So there's like a pre-bonding session, and when they successfully achieves 25 BNB, it will be sent to PancakeSwap, and that will
Mm,
be the post-bonding stage where people can trade on different decks. And for all the token that you purchase, you can actually sell at any time. It's just at different market caps, so there will be like a price difference. And on our platform, we'd also have like a leaderboard to actually show users what project actually completes the funding curve, or which one is leading on the leading board.
I see. Interesting. Um, Great. I think that's cover right everything before we jump into the Q&A session, right? Is there anything else you'd like to say to the SafePal community? Uh, oh, yeah, just to add, sorry, just to add that I think I remember SafePal just launched like a gift box campaign with Four.Meme yesterday or the day before. So definitely go check out if you haven't. And yeah, like I just leave it to Mia. Do you want to add anything else?
We're actually really excited to kick off our campaign with SafePal.
Yeah. It's
So if you guys are part of the SafePal community, I think is the perfect time to try to get
yeah,
involved and
yeah.
actually get some airdrop from some of the top alpha memes.
Mm-hmm.
And some additional things that I would want to share is that right now we're actively trying to push out our new build model.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to support more VC-based projects for pre-sale rounds on BSC. And if there's any project looking to TG soon and looking for support within BSC ecosystem, I think please don't hesitate and reach out to us.
Yeah, perfect. Hopefully there will be some BD manager in our audience today. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. All right. Thanks so much, Mia, for joining us today. I think everyone been waiting for this moment. So we've got 200 U prize pool sponsored by Four.Meme. Thanks so much for Mia to celebrate their first birthday today. So for those of you who already joined the Telegram group, like I already shared the QR, I think a few minutes ago. Here comes today's question. So when is the live date of Four.Meme platform? I think it's just a simple math, right, Mia?
Yeah, can I participate on this?
Well, if you pay attention, you will definitely know the answer. So just drop the answer in the Telegram chat and good luck. Once I saw like the correct answer, then like I will send out the gift now. Well, I think that's it, Mia. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah, I think well I will just post the gift now once I see the answer because I already know. So yeah, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for having me today, and definitely looking forward to celebrate the second anniversary with SafePal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Guys, please drop the correct answer in the Telegram group. If you guys are already in. When is the live date of Four.Meme platform? Please maybe drop your answer in year, day, and month format so I can know like if you remember it correctly. Okay, maybe before we send out the link, let's welcome our next speaker, Ashwani. We got our friends from Kaia. So Kaia is an EVAM layer 1 blockchain working to bring Web3 to millions of users across Asia and SafePal is proud to support USD Kaia on our hardware wallet. Yeah, joining us today is Ashwani Modi, ecosystem lead at Kaia. Great to have you here, Ashwani.
Hey, hi Ash. Thanks for having me here. Really
Yeah, could
excited to talk to SafePal community.
could you start by telling us a bit about yourself and what Kaia is about?
Sure. Hello everyone. So, I'm Ashwani. I'm heading the ecosystem at Kaya Foundation. So, my role is to work with all the partners and have the integration done from all the partners and the technical integration done. And just I remember this month is completing our 2 years partnership with SafePal. I remember like I met Veronica 2 years back, and then we had the integration. So it's really excited to be have long-term partnership with SafePal.
Mhm. Yeah, do you want to maybe move on to the next slide? Or,
Yes, please.
yeah, sure.
Sure. Let me explain what Kaya is and what we are. So in the Kaya, we are born with the merger of Clayton and Finchia chain. And Clayton and Finchia, Clayton is started with the Korean company called Kakao, and Finchia started with the company called Line from Japan. So these Kakao and Line are the super apps in respective countries like Korea, Japan, and Line is not only in the Japan region, but it's in Thailand, Taiwan. So
Yeah.
it's like a super apps, and we have almost like a 250 million users altogether, serving from Line and Kakao. And from the Kaya side, we are the layer one EVM compatible chain, and we are the exclusive partner for the Line Messenger for any of the mini dApps, which I'm gonna explain further.
Mhm.
Perfect. So can we just move on to the next slide, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, from the technical side, we'll say that we are EVM compatible as mentioned, and our finality is 1 second. We support 4,000 plus TPS. That's what we have in the numbers. But recently we saw a surge of around 8,200 plus transactions, and everything worked fine. And as usual, we have very low fees, and we have quite a big governance council member having the big names in our council. So that's the introduction for the Kaya.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think it's really good to, good to know about Kai in a nutshell. So just like what we did with Maya today, we prepared a few questions for you as well. Our first question is, how do you see Kaya positioning itself among others at once? Especially you introduced that it has integration with Line. How it shaped the strategy of running it. You know, I I know how popular Line it is in Korea because I went to the Line themed shop. It even have like a mascot and every all of that like all the line of the cute animals there. So what is this and like what's your take on this?
Perfect. So I think I really like this question actually. So when because these days there are so many L1s coming up, some are the
Yeah.
existing ones, some are the new ones. So it's very difficult for a user which one to choose from. So mainly all the blockchains are competing with like a faster speed, decentralization, and ecosystem funding. But our
Mm,
focus is more on the consumer first layer and the mobile first layer one chain. So
mm,
as we have a integration with the Line Messenger, we really focus on the user experience. We focus on how to onboard all the Web2 users into the Web3 space. So that's how we differentiate ourselves from other chains that we have the user base. Now it's our responsibility how we serve that user base with faster transactions and cheaper fees.
mm. Yeah.
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 So
Really.
we have onboarded like 80 to 90 million KYC users right now.
Well, that's really like amazing number. It's fascinating hearing this. Yeah, it's really exciting to see how Kaya is carving out in its own space by leveraging such a regional partner. Yeah, let's move on to the next question. Also, feel free to let me know if you want to move on to the upcoming slides. So the next question is, where do you see the true breakout moment for Web3 in Asia, and what role will Kaya play in that?
Yeah, so
Mhm.
my background is from the banking sector mostly, and I worked with Visa, I worked with BNP Paribas, DBS, and
Mhm.
I have a lot of Web2 experience. So when I joined Web3 Kaya company,
Mhm.
I always used to say that our true success will be when people don't know that they are using blockchain.
Mhm.
So that's what I feel like our true breakout moment for Web3, not specifically only in Asia, but as a global level, when
Yeah.
people don't really know about blockchain, but they are using blockchain on a native basis. So that's what I feel like, and we don't have to tell that it's a blockchain Web3. It's like on the Facebook app, we don't know what database they are using or what application they are using. We just people should know that what's the utility of the application, not the background. So I think that's the main turning point for us. And
Mhm.
from our role, as I mentioned, maybe if you can move to the next slide.
Yeah, sure, sure. Let's go.
So as we mentioned, like we are working with the Line Messenger, and we have launched some mini apps on the Line Messenger so that 250 million plus users can play the mini games on the Line Messenger directly. So they don't have to come out the application and then play the games directly.
Mhm.
With one click, they can start playing the game. And the way we have integrated is we have integrated with the Line ID, and users are creating the wallet, but they don't really know that they are creating a Web3 wallet. It's so seamless, and
Mhm.
they are playing games, they are getting rewards, and we have really got like a very good number, 80 to 90 million Web3 KYC user, as Line and Kakao both are
Mhm.
big platforms. Most of the users are KYC users. So we have achieved quite a big number. Now it's our responsibility to solve them.
Mm. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing. I think that's really a huge user base, right? And it's really good to hear to know how Kaya is thinking like long term about the ecosystem growth, and also how to uh, you know like onboard those users to, for example, like the dApp and those kind of innovation.
Right.
And now onto our final question. Uh, any recent updates or exciting future developments on the roadmap you'd like to share with the Kaya and SafePal community? I think that's something everyone listening this is most excited about.
Yeah, definitely. So actually,
Mhm.
there are so many things are happening inside, and it's very difficult to explain everything in 2 minutes or 5 minutes time. But I'll share the most highlighted ones. So maybe if you can go to the next slide.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
So we have recently launched in May USDT, native USDT on Kaya.
Hmm.
So we have a big user base who are ready to use USDT on our Kaya chain. As I
Hmm.
mentioned earlier, we have 250 million plus user base, target user base, and it's very hard to imagine like what will be the success when people will start using USDT on Line Messenger, and in the games within a lot of DeFi applications that we are currently building on. So in the first phase, we launched many of the games where people
Hmm.
are playing and earning the tokens. And now in the second phase, we are launching many of the DeFi applications, and people can get the yields directly from the Line Messenger. They don't have to come outside. There will be apps where people, DeFi apps, where people can earn the rewards and they can use USDT inside the application. If you
Hmm.
go to the second slide, please, next slide, please.
Okay, sure.
This is the perfect one which we recently launched on our testnet. So this is the gas abstraction features that we are natively building on the protocol level. Currently, if you see, the main hurdle is the gas fees. So in order to make any transaction, we need the gas, and gas should be
Mhm.
in the token. which is quite difficult for a web 2 users to understand, like, oh, what exactly is that, and
Mm,
why we need Kaya tokens just to transfer something. In order to transfer some tokens, I need the Kaya token. So it's very difficult to understand. So in for that, what we have done, we implemented this gas abstraction at the protocol level. So user
mm,
can send any token, any ecosystem token to anyone, and that they don't have to pay the gas, and it will be converted from the token itself. So you can assume like they are transferring the tokens and paying the fees in the token itself. So starting with the USDT. So if users will be transferring USDT from one wallet to another
mm,
wallet, they don't really need Kaya token, and it will happen in 4 steps. So first will be like we have block explorers, which block proposers will be loaning some Kaya tokens for the transaction, and once the token has been approved, in this case to start with USDT, when the token has been approved, the token will be swapped into Kaya, and then Kaya will be used as the gas fees. For the user side, it will be pretty smooth. They don't really know that what's happening behind the scene, and it will be like a gas fee transaction. But users are paying in the small USDT fees. So it will happen automatically in one block. So no multiple transaction, no bundlers, no nothing. So everything is hidden from the user side. So this is one, and we have another thing which is consensus liquidity. I have not put that one here, but we are coming up with a lot of features in the upcoming release. So these features are already live on the testnet, and the mainnet we will be live this month, definitely this month. Yeah, so that's the things which we are currently working on. And SafePal side, we have already integrated our USDT on SafePal. So we will be encouraging all the community members to like sending USDT to SafePal wallet on the
mm.
Kaya. And our fees is the lowest as of now. So
Mm.
uh, sending USDT, it's pretty smooth. I tried on the SafePal wallet. Wow, I really like the interface and everything. I'm
Okay,
I'm
that's
using
great.
SafePal from maybe like 3 years now. So
Wow.
that's my favorite wallet.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's really good. Also, knowing what Kai is feeling right now is also super exciting. Um, actually, I think that's I think after this streaming, the first thing I will try is the Kaya gas extraction. I'll try Kaya myself, and definitely I think it's worth it. Okay,
And
thank.
one more slide I have. I just want to highlight that.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
maybe next slide. So that's the stablecoin summer hackathon we are coming up with. It will be starting in August, end of July or August. So I'll be inviting all the dev who are listening, so they can start submitting the application. We are inviting a lot of developers to build stable DeFi applications based on the stablecoin,
Mhm.
and top three applicants will be directly moving to the Line Messenger mini apps section. So it's a fast track entry for the Line Phase 2, Line mini apps Phase 2. Yeah. So that's the stablecoin summer happening very, very soon.
Well, it's a pity that I'm not from a technical background, but yeah, for if there are any builders as audience, just submit or just join the hackathon. I think it sounds super exciting. Yeah, before we wrap up, is there anything else or funny you want to highlight or you want to share with the community?
Definitely, we are very happy, and we are happily working with the SafePal team. And SafePal is very supporting, and
Mm-hmm.
the speed they are integrating the chains. Like I remember when I discussed with Veronica on the integration side, maybe within 2 weeks' time, our chain was integrated, and as of now, stable coins which are coming, which is already there on the SafePal wallet, I will urge users to start using it. And there are a lot of things coming on the Kaya chain, so keep checking on our Telegram and Twitter channels. A lot of exciting things are happening.
Yeah. That's lovely. Thank you so much for love to SafePal. Yeah, I also really appreciate all the valuable insights you've shared with us today. Yeah, thanks again for joining us,
Thanks for
Ashwani.
having
Yeah,
me here.
have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Take care, guys.
Yeah, thanks. Bye, friend. Okay, I think that will be the wrap up for today's AMA. Big thanks to everyone who tuned in, and also a special shout out for Veronica, Mia, and Ashwani for sharing their time. Also, if you got any like a cool crypto project you think we should collab with, just drop it in the comments. We are always listening. And if you haven't already, please be sure to download SafePal app and follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, and Facebook just to stay in loop. And we'll be back next month with more alpha. Until then, stay safe and stay secure. Have a good night, guys. Bye.